seems to be a lot of confusion about glyphosate application and farming, specifically when it comes to wheat. Personally, I'm going to share my experience that I've had working in North Dakota running a sprayer applying glyphosate. Right off the bat, wheat is not glyphosate resistant. It is not. There is no wheat that is glyphosate resistant that is commercially produced. If you have glyphosate resistant wheat, it is some kind of test or it's some kind of leftover or remnant. It's not normal. It is not normal to have glyphosate resistant wheat. With that being said, on the farm I work on in North Dakota, my boss grows primarily wheat and sunflowers. When we hit the ground in the spring, the first thing that goes out is the sprayers before the seeders. Seeders are just planters for those of you that don't know. They're air planters, basically, that whatever. More videos on that later. But the sprayers go first. We go with a burn down. This is to burn down the voluntary weeds and wheat that are coming up in the fields that we don't want to keep growing, because that's going to throw off everything else for the rest of the year. When we burn down, it is a mixture of glyphosate and other chemicals that kill the weeds and the wheat. So per acre, which is about the size of a football field, there's about 20 to 24 ounces of glyphosate going down. And you can add up to a certain amount of glyphosate into a tank depending on the job that you're getting done. So this is a 20-ounce bottle. This goes over 1 acre, 1 football field. That's it. That's it. After the sprayers go, it's like this. Sprayers, seeders, right? That's done. Now the wheat is coming up, right? It is emerged. So we do a post-emerge spray of like fungicide, some other stuff that is just going to help that wheat really perform and hopefully kill a little bit of the weeds that are broadleaf, not grasses. So that's what we spray post-emerge. And then after that, in July and August, when that wheat is headed out, we're not looking to spray it. We're just looking, okay, how's the weed pressure? Is it drying down like it should? This is when the glyphosate comes back into play, okay? So this year specifically, we had some weed pressure because when we post-emerge sprayed with the broadleaf chemicals and the fungicide, it didn't do what we needed it to do in some areas. So we went back in with the Roundup in certain areas. We did not blanket cover, we did not spray entire fields, and it wasn't every single field. It was where the weed pressure was bad enough that it was going to cause a problem with the combines and really make a mess of things. So we did a burn down spray on some of that. To re-clarify, we do not do that to dry the wheat down. It is to eliminate weed pressure, because trying to combine through thick, heavy, wet weeds with dry wheat, it's not efficient. You don't get what you need to out of the crop. The combine doesn't work right. It's a mess. So we use our resources and the tools and the technology we've been provided to do so. This is just the experience that I've had. There are different farms that do things differently because every farm is different. Some people use glyphosate as a desiccation because they have a lot of acres, or because that's just how they do it, or because maybe the weather is different and they have to get that wheat dried down, whatever. But that is how most people do things. Anyways, if you have any questions or if you do things differently and if I didn't cover something, leave a comment.